Susie Wall is an expert in all things fashion. Even her dog is trendy. She rubs elbows with celebrities and fashion wannabes. She gives fashion advice in the newspaper and on television. And now that the groundhog says we will have an early spring, it is my pleasure to welcome Susie Wall back to Studio 4 to tell us more about spring fashion.
Hello, Fanny. My dog's a yellow lab. She's a classic.
She's
like a pashmina. She's not trendy.
Stop, I thought she'd be a purse dog.
No way. I'm a West Coast girl.
Well, but her name is Ojai.
Ojai, yes, named for the spa in California, around the town of Ojai in Northern California. A little, half an hour, no, about an hour and a half out of Malibu.
Okay,
my favorite destination. Lab. Yeah, she's 7. She's cool though.
And she eats everything,
yes,
right?
Yes, exactly.
Does she have a Gucci collar? Tell me, she has something trendy on.
No Chewy Vuitton, no Manola Barknicks, none of them.
Wow.
No, we're all about the tennis ball and the King Kong at our house. No.
Okay, so about the new Vuitton store.
Yes,
I assume you've been.
Yes, the Maison. Yeah, groundbreaking for North America. It's huge. Were you at the opening party?
I heard about the opening party. I was invited, couldn't go.
Very high glamour, yeah. It was intense, very cool. 2 stories, just sheer opulence, over the top luxe. You know that you can get your MBA in luxury goods management these days, and that is thanks to places like this. You go there, it's like a candy store.
Sure, luxury management. They own Veuve Clicquot too, and something else like that. So it's a whole deal.
Yeah.
No, you can even get a degree in Oprah.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if you can get a degree, but
it'd be fun though.
You can take a course on Oprah.
Yeah.
And a course on the Beatles.
Yeah, in the Beatles. Yeah, well, you know, in my day,
pop culture.
I took a course on Madonna.
You did?
Yeah, I went to Queens. I studied communications.
I know you did.
One of my courses
Madonna.
was all about Madonna, voyeur, desperately seeking Susan. I don't know.
Really?
But talk about a fashion icon, right?
Yes, of course. I took bowling in university. Why not? Bet they didn't have bowling at Queens.
No, they didn't.
So, fashion trends. Be bold, be chunky, be subtle, be what?
You know what? It is so amazing when you look at the access that we have to trends right now. When you look at what's in for fashion, is it the gender bend? Is it flirty and feminine? What is your look going to be for spring, summer? And these houses are putting out so many different collections, as you know these days. It's not just fall, winter, they're putting out pre-fall. It's not just spring, summer, they're putting out resort. So every chance designers can get to put out as much product as they can, they throw it against the wall and they see what sticks. And in my opinion, with the movement of trends and what's out there and what's cool, it's really decided by the stylists. Everybody says, Susie, you know, are the celebrities the ones that decide what we're going to wear? And they're almost the vehicles for these stylists to put it out there to sort of what they call the sort of middle majority.
Sure. And I bet Kate will have an influence.
Now,
if she hasn't already, I'm thinking William's girlfriend.
Middleton. Okay, I'm going to say, was that Winslet, Holmes?
Oh, no, there
Blanchett?
are lots of Kates.
But yes,
I was
Kate
thinking
with a
Royal.
K.
Kate
yes,
with a K.
Very good then. Yes, I mean, everybody's, of course, scrambling to see what will come of that. I think she's lovely, and I think she's got great classic style. I love that little Chelsea, too, though, I have to say. I like Harry's girlfriend, that little South African party girl.
Chelsea's going to cause some trouble. Let's hope. She's no Grace Kelly. She's going to cause some trouble. And, of course, Michelle Obama.
Yes, Michelle, I love what she's done. She's really sort of democratized fashion. She has made the high-low concept very cool and acceptable. She'll be rocking some cool, you know, Marc Jacobs skirt with a J. Crew, you know, cardigan or a shell, a twin set.
Sure.
So she's mixy, she's matchy, she's fit, but she's not what they call, you know, a
scrawny
lollipop, a stick figure. She's obviously nobody's fool, but she also really embraces fashion.
Sure. Well, remember when Sharon Stone wore a Gap T-shirt to the Academy Awards?
Yes. Well, yeah, the Gap. Well, there was the Gap turtleneck. I think she wore the short sleeve turtleneck, but then she also wore the Gap collared men's white dress shirt too, the buttoned up, you know, her husband's dress shirt or something. I love that sort of mix and match concept. I don't think we'll be seeing any Gap at the Oscars this year.
Doubtful, but we will be seeing a lot of red carpet fashion, dominated by Catherine Zeta-Jones, Jolie, whom?
Well, it's always Angelina in terms of whatever, you know, I was, my friend Dan Levy at Etok said to me, she's like a unicorn. She's like this magical sort of, you know, bizarre creature that sort of lands into our laps from time to time. There they are. Look at that. Got to be seen green. We have Mila Kunis, Catherine Zeta-Jones. There's Angelina and Elizabeth Moss from Mad Men on the end. So this was really va-va-voom, emerald green.
No kidding. Tough.
That was those were all from the Golden Globes.
Right, and tough competition. And look at Zeta-Jones. My,
wow.
oh my,
wow.
oh my.
Bada bing, bada boom. And that was kind of their coming out party, of course, you know, husband
Michael Douglas felt better, feels better.
Put on the
cured,
green, let's rock it on the carpet. And I think that the Golden Globes, to me, I didn't pay much attention to the SAGs, but the Golden Globes to me are sort of like the appetizer to the Academy Awards. If you face plant at the Globes, then, like, as in my opinion, someone like Michelle Williams did, then we want to see you bring it for the Academy Awards.
Exactly, pressure on Michelle Williams to bring it.
It's kind of like being at the baseball mound, right? You can strike a couple of times, but for the Oscars, not a good idea.
No, and I love when we're sitting around being so catty and saying, what is she wearing?
I know, and it's...
What's that?
Isn't it easy to be the armchair quarterback?
Sure is, but a lot of color on the red carpet.
Yeah, a lot of color, and then we always see, yes, there, you know, the wires start moving, and the minute that the women start walking the carpet, oh, we're seeing green, oh, we're seeing red, oh, it's the year of nudes and sparkles. I thought that the turnout at the Globes was fantastic. We did see some fashion faceplants, for sure, but then those women all looked wonderful. There is Claire Danes in Calvin Klein, not my favorite look. I thought she looked a little matronly, very thin. Hair up in a cone, bridesmaid hair as I call it, not my favorite. I believe, I think, is that a Katherine Heigl? Gosh, I don't have my glasses
Maybe
on.
looks like it.
But you know what, yeah, so we saw some pinks, some blushes, some peaches. I think we always see that kind of bombshell, the Sofia Vergara, the redhead, Christina Hendricks from Mad Men, you know, that kind of luscious, you know, all hips and curves and that
so
kind of thing.
who's hot? Dior, Calvin Klein, Lauren, whom? Who's really hot for the stars?
Well, we'll see Armani Privé, as we saw in Anne Hathaway at the Globes.
Prada.
I thought she looked fantastic. Prada, Azzaro, Victor and Rolf, that's who Natalie Portman was wearing. They're kind of a young, cool brand. There's the Armani Privé. I thought that was just off the charts. Fantastic. She's
Does Armani make anything that's awful?
It's been rare. I think.
I know.
What else did he have at the this year though that I did? There was a bit of a there was one faceplant that Armani had on the carpet, but you know what? It's fiercely competitive. They're all scrambling right now as we speak. Stylists are sending over truckloads of gowns to see who will wear what. Maternity fashion, of course. Natalie Portman. Everyone will be watching her.
From Black Swan.
Yes, from Black Swan.
And she has a baby bump.
Baby bump, and it's quite pronounced at this point. And I think that, you know, at the Globes I didn't love her look, but at the SAGs she really brought it in that little white strapless goddess gown. So we'll just have to see what happens, but all eyes will be watching the fashion. There she is. I think that's charming. You know, I interviewed her at the premiere of Black Swan at the Toronto Film Festival this past September, and I was doing the math. I was trying to think, was she pregnant when we were chatting? She looked, of course, very not pregnant and fantastic, very statuesque, very ballerina-like.
Well, imagine what we had, not you, but what I had to wear pregnant. Police, boats and ships.
Yeah, well,
pretty much flowers.
You know what? It's a matter of a lot of people will say when you wear the form-fitting pregnancy gear. I wore a glittery sequined fitted dress on the Juno red carpet during my last pregnancy, and a couple of years ago, and everyone said, "Oh, you look like a disco ball. Oh, you look just ridiculous." Some people said, "Oh, you look fantastic. Look, you can't please everybody, really. I mean, you go form-fitting and you look off the charts. You go like a tent, you look like a tent. It's hard to look really, really fantastic when you're in the late stages of a pregnancy. But she's in that kind of jackpot second trimester, right? Still got the glow.
Where the glow and the beautiful bump and no pregnancy mask or whatever you get.
And the hot ballet dancer on her arm as well, right?
I hear tell. There's a little scandal there.
Well, maybe Millepied, I mean, he's a ladies' man. There was a scandal, you know, he apparently was, you know, dating somebody else when Natalie came onto the scene when they were shooting Black Swan. He's a man who goes after what he wants. Statuesque, stunning individual, clearly very talented. Who knows? We'll see.
Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Now, the gypsy thing.
Wow.
There's a gypsy thing happening in the spring.
How do you feel about that?
I'm not a gypsy girl. I'm not a flower gypsy. Just not. Love your earrings, and they're a little gypsy.
Well, thank you. But yeah, you know what? There is that big return to sort of 70s YSL glam, they're calling it. Of course, there was a huge retrospective to Saint Laurent last year in Paris, and so many of these designers were re-inspired. You know, he died in June of '08, but now as we're looking towards, we're in 2011, we're seeing a lot of his influences come back. There's the length, 3/4 hitting skirt, not my favorite look, but again, the peasanty, the blousiness.
Right. I like the purple one or the magenta one.
Yeah, but picture
It's
that
kind
with
of
flip-flops.
sexy. Well, probably not.
You see?
But if you have fat knees,
Well, then there
cover
you go.
up a lot.
But if you've got cankles, then yeah.
If you got cankles, not so good.
Then you're in trouble.
But you know,
yeah,
that'll fix. I love the purple.
Love the purple.
Purple
You know,
pants.
bright sort of peacock pops of color. You know, really almost bright sort of jewel tones for spring, summer, and for resort. We're seeing a lot of platforms, a lot of wedge heels. I love the wedge. I think it's very flattering.
Big chunky heels, like wedge, like
wedge chunky heels.
Stuart Weitzman.
Sure, yeah, platform sandals, and also chunky jewelry to match. There's Blake Lively from Gossip Girl. Love that hue of almost sort of electric Kool-Aid, freezy blue, and then the boho bag, short skirt or those shorts. You know what? A lot of, you know, always pairing, you know, if you've got more blouse, more volume on the top, then keep it simple and sort of fitted on the bottom. But yeah, I tend to go towards more tailored pieces
I'm doing
as
a
well.
fundraiser for ovarian cancer.
Wow, okay.
And there's some, what do they call us? Celebrity models. We're sure not models.
Wow, you're going to
But
walk.
I hope not down a ramp or anything.
The catwalk, yeah.
But there's a local designer, Marlene Grotrian.
Oh,
Do you know her?
Yes.
She's Danish. She's just fabulous.
Wonderful
She's
work.
going to dress us. Vicky Gabbro says she's going to wear a clown suit.
Oh,
but I said, you can't. You can't.
You guys will look wonderful.
You have to step out.
For sure.
You know, and we're young and we're old and we're everything.
Well,
so
and it's about
it'll be
having
great.
fun with it,
And
right?
it's about raising money for a great cause.
Absolutely, and supporting Canadian designers
At
in
the
process,
Berks, you have
too.
to come.
Yeah, I'd love to be there,
Okay.
for sure. I'll wear
All right.
Canadian.
I'll work on that.